Welcome to another edition of SVSU Red Alert, your weekly update on Saginaw Valley State University athletics. I'm your host, JJ Bain. The SVSU football team got a big win on senior night over Northern Michigan and now prepare to take on Grand Valley. We'll also get an update from SVSU women's soccer coach, Coach Drago, about their progress this season. That's all ahead on this edition of SVSU Red Alert. Welcome back to SVSU Red Alert. I'm joined by SVSU head football coach Jim Collins. And Coach, this is the first game all season where you get out to a big lead and it holds up. It was a little bit different on Saturday against Northern Michigan. Well,
it's fun, really. We got a chance to play a lot of different people, and to see us win convincingly like that was big. To see the defense get 2 scores was also a big thing, and just a great atmosphere, a great crowd, a way to celebrate the seniors in their last regular season home game.
And it really is different to be able to see everybody out there feeding off of one another, because as you said, once the defense started getting those early points, everybody else just seemed to elevate their play.
Exactly, and that's what we talk about every week, playing together, playing for each other, and you saw that. There's a lot of enthusiasm, and I think big plays always create a great atmosphere in terms of, the enthusiasm and the excitement of a football game, but it generates excitement with your team as well, and that's what we saw Saturday night.
And you got big plays from a lot of different people in terms of offense, defense, special teams.
It was great to see Noah Sumter with the interception return for the touchdown. It was great to see Brian Johnson be able to score. Having a defense score I thought was really big. But then to see the passing game, big plays, and the run game, big plays. We'd been a big play team on offense all year. It was good to see that continue, but to see it happen on defense was awesome.
And also something that I thought stood out was the fact that as things started rolling, they kept rolling. Unlike some of the games earlier where you'd get out to a big lead and teams would come back, this was a game where you could see that they did not want to let Northern Michigan back into the contest.
Exactly. That was another great thing, as you said, to see the progress we've made in that regard, to be able to close out a game and put the finishing touches on it and keep the pressure on them and, to execute without losing focus. And I think that you can see the team maturing in that regard. And, the effort level the last 3 weeks has been outstanding.
So on your opening drive, you're able to get together a good drive and you go down. I know you would have liked 6, but you get the field goal, and that at least gets you on the scoreboard early.
We thought it was key to go down and score and set the tone, and we had a good play called down there on the 5-yard line. We just came up a little bit short and wanted to take the points immediately, and it was good to see us execute the field goal. It's the first field goal we've made in 3 weeks, and it was good to see us do that and get confidence back in that area.
And then immediately you're back on defense, and that's where you get one of those big plays that you mentioned earlier, the pick 6 from Noah Sumter.
It was set up by great job of covering that kickoff, putting them in a bad field position situation and where they had to come out throwing, and then Noah's right there to make the play and finish it off in the end zone.
And he got great blocks down the sideline because it really seemed like there was a wall set up for him.
The defense works on that every day, and you live for that opportunity, not just to make that pick, but also to get in front of the guy that intercepts it and block for him and get him in the end zone. So awesome execution.
So you're able to do that, and then the offense starts rolling as well, and you're able to get some big plays in the pass game, starting with Jeff Janis.
Jeff's been a big play guy for us all year long, and to see that happen and get it executed was good. And we called the play where John was rolling to the right and threw it all the way back to his left, and Jeff ran a good route, and John got the ball to him. But once again, great protection on the play.
So that all gets things going on the offensive side, but then the defense says, we're not done scoring yet either, and the old tip drill works, and Brian Johnson with a great interception.
Great interception, great effort in terms of running the ball, but, he gets hit close to the goal line, and he wasn't going to be denied, and I liked his comments after. He wanted to get across that end zone. He was determined to get across the end zone, and, when you see that determination out of someone on defense to get the ball across the end zone and score points, really good to see.
And as you said, when you saw him get hit down at about the 5, you thought, well, he wasn't going to make it, but he just would not be denied the end zone.
And I heard his comments after the game, and that's what he was talking about. But, that type of determination, you got to love it. I mean, you got to love it when you get guys on the defensive side with the ball in their hands that want to get across that goal line.
And you were also able to get pressure on Kopak throughout the game as well.
We had him running, we had him on the run, and our D-line did a great job. Our blitz package did a great job. We didn't get as many sacks as we would have liked. He's an active guy, he's a senior, he's got experience. He did a good job of escaping pressure, but we forced him to make mistakes, and that was the goal.
And so even as your defense is scoring, you get another touchdown before the half as well to really kind of extend your lead at that point.
Well, and I think the big thing was for the offense to continue to have success. And you know, you see the pass to Ronnie Lark, you see the pass to Janice, and to put the pressure on their defense and to have success so that we never felt like we were going to be stopped.
And so you go into the locker room with a 34-9 lead at that point, and I have to think that everybody's feeling pretty good when you take them in at halftime. Well,
your concern is they're going to let up, or they're feeling this has been too easy. And I think we got refocused at halftime on the task at hand, and we knew it was important for our offense, getting the ball first, to come out and score right away.
And you were able to get a big play from your offense in terms of Tim Hogue showing great determination on his long touchdown run.
You know, and that was a play that was designed to go outside, and Tim saw a little crease on the inside, but what he did an outstanding job of is making people miss and breaking tackles and then out-racing their whole defense to the end zone.
So that was really a key play as well, because one of the things you have to say about Northern is they didn't quit. Even though they had that big halftime deficit, they recover the muff punt, and they keep coming back and showing that they weren't going to quit.
And you know, that was one of the things that was disappointing from our end, is that, you know, we had that mistake, the turnover, and then we also had a penalty that allowed them to extend a drive in the fourth quarter. But overall, we handled it well. You know, you didn't see panic on our players. We did respond. We did respond with another score after they had scored to get their first touchdown of the game right after the fumble. So you see us respond like that and extend the lead and you know, go for the knockout shot.
And that's the thing where, again, you never let them build momentum where, yeah, they got some plays, but never let them really come back into the football game.
Exactly. That's what you got to do. And they had shown the ability to come back. They were down big against Wayne State, you know, who's a good football team, and they came roaring back and made that a three-point game. So we knew that in the back of our minds, that they had that potential, that we had to keep the pressure on and keep executing.
So SVSU with a big senior night victory over Northern Michigan, and that sets up a big matchup with Grand Valley. We'll get Coach Collins' thoughts on that matchup a little bit later on when we come back here on SVSU Red Alert.
This week's Spring Hill Suites Female Athlete of the Week is Megan Petors. Petors, a senior on the SVSU women's cross-country team, led the Cardinals at the 2011 NCAA Division II Midwest Regional Championships with a 20th place finish and helped the team finish third overall. The third-place finish for the Lady Cardinals clinches a spot for the squad at the 2011 NCAA National Championships in 2 weeks in Spokane, Washington. This is the first time in SVSU history that the women's cross-country team has qualified for this prestigious event. Megan Petors, your Spring Hill Suites Female Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to SVSU Red Alert. I'm joined by SVSU wide receivers coach Dan Fedrosi. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
And let's talk about your group, because they've really come on as the season has gone along, and they've been able to come up with some big plays for this team over the last several weeks.
Well, you know, we've made some big plays, but let's not forget about the great protection we've had. John's thrown us the football, and we've been able to catch it. Our running backs have blocked, and then they ran the ball, which have set up a couple of our play actions, big plays. So, you know, as I've looked at this season, and we still got a game to go in the regular season yet, it's been a full team effort offensively. The games that we've struggled to not have those big plays, you know, maybe if something broke down on the back end, or we didn't catch the ball, or the ball wasn't exactly where we needed to be. So it really takes all 11 guys to execute. And fortunately, we made those plays this last Saturday, and we're going to need them again this Saturday too.
And it seems as though this position group is kind of settling into their roles as well and knowing what's expected of them.
Well, all the guys have done a great job. You know, you go back to this past Saturday, you had one play that probably no one will ever notice, but Mike Peterson recovers a fumble after Zach Sesich has a big catch and runs it down, and they made a nice play to knock the ball out of Zach's hands, and Mike is hustling down the field trying to get a block for Zach, and he was on his, you know, after he running his route, and he jumps on the football, and then we ended up having some success on that drive. And those are small things that you don't always seeing a box score, or you don't realize, and that's really what our group has been able to do. And we're going to need to continue doing those things and being on point and really executing at a high level and continuing to find a way to keep the football in our hands and get it in the end zone.
You mentioned your one senior, Mike Peterson. Nick Galeen is your other senior, and he just has a knack for being able to find an opening and then get yards after the catch.
Well, he executed really well this past Saturday. And he's executed really well the last couple of weeks. And he's been banged up, and he's been a guy that he's maybe had to miss a practice here or there every week. Just because he's been banged up a little, you know, he'll get a knee in his thigh, and he'll have a contusion here or there. So he's battled through a little bit of injury. He hurt his ankle early in the season. He never missed a beat. So his execution and his ability to really play at a high level this season has really helped our group, and not only our group, but he's given John a reliable target in crucial situations, and he's been blocking extremely well. He's not the biggest guy out there, but he's battling extremely hard, and we can trust him and we can count on him to be blocking the correct guy, to be giving us everything he's got to be able to get that ball past our defender into the secondary.
And then I know you've got to be happy that Mark Thrash is back in that unit as well, because he missed some weeks with injury also.
Well, the one thing we noticed was when Mark got hurt a few weeks back, obviously you lose depth there. You're always going to be, it's going to hurt your group a little bit. But him returning has really helped our group immensely from the depth standpoint, from his execution level, from his commitment level, and everything that he's able to bring to our group. So it's been great having him back, and everyone's played well from him. Dave Foster got to get in the game last week and really made 2 big catches for us to keep drives going. Dion Joby, a true freshman from East Grand Rapids, has been playing unbelievably well for us. He's got a really bright future and is going to be good for us throughout the rest of the season. So the group is really, everyone's done their role. They played especially well. Michael Albrecht had a nice catch this past Saturday. Unfortunately dropped one that he could have pushed the ball down the field at the end of the game. But, his blocking is exceptional, and I can always count on him to be everywhere. So, our group as a whole, from the top to the bottom, the oldest to the youngest, has really done a good job. But we're going to need that. At this part of the year, you have to be playing your best football, especially when you're playing against the best teams.
And the one guy we haven't talked about yet is the one who finds the end zone most often, and that's Jeff Janis.
Well, again, Jeff is a byproduct of how well John is playing the offensive line blocking, and Jeff's in the spots that we need him to be. So Jeff has exceptional speed and size, and I think sometimes that people try to play especially different defenses against him, and he's been able to take advantage of those. But John's put the football on the money the last couple of games. Wayne State, the ball's in perfect position to catch the ball. I haven't seen too many throws that have been that good the last, my career coaching. He made those catches, but he's played well. We need him to continue to play well because he's emerging as a good, solid player for us, and hopefully he can even get better, become a real dominant player for us.
Well, hopefully all those things come together. We'd love to see all that against Grand Valley.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we'll be joined by SVSU women's soccer coach, Coach Drago. That's next on SVSU Red Alert.
Saginaw Valley State University, where students learn in personal classroom settings and state-of-the-art labs. Where students make a difference in Michigan's Great Lakes Bay region and study the world. A place where we celebrate red pride. Saginaw Valley State University.
Welcome back to SVSU Red Alert. From SVSU Women's Soccer, we have Coach Drago. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
And I know that this was one of those seasons that had a lot of twists and turns, and you battled from start to finish.
Well, we did. I think overall, obviously we didn't reach our goal. But overall, I think we had very tough season. We have a lot of injuries. We have 5 ACLs, 8, 9 injuries every game. So overall, I think we give an enormous amount of time to the freshmen. Good experience for the next coming year. And I'm extremely satisfied with the 2012 recruiting year as well. We are bringing 5 additional players to complete this group, and we are looking forward to the next year.
Is it more difficult to have all of those injuries when you did have a roster as freshman heavy as this one was?
Oh, no question about it. I honestly believe this is not something, we try to tap on the shoulders. But I honestly thought we are going to win GLIAC this year. Not only that we didn't even get in the playoffs. But again, you know, when you start having these major injuries, when you have to start shifting players in and out of the positions, and it is to some degree unfair to ask freshmen not only play their freshman year, but to win. That is very difficult, and to some degree possibly unfair as well. But we were in that situation. We had enormous amount of freshmen getting enormous amount of time on the field, which I think is going to pay dividend down on the line. And I thought that when you're looking at our schedules and our results, we have one of the best defensive units in a league. But our problem was not scoring enough goals. And you know, we played 6 overtime games. So the whole season was ups and downs. And but I think we gained a lot of experience for the players for the next coming year. And like I said, I'm really, really happy with the incoming freshman group. I think that is going to be critical to our future.
We've talked a lot about the youth, but I know you were really pleased with the way that your seniors helped lead this team this year as well.
Well, that was, I think, the most difficult to me personally. We are talking about 3 seniors that give their heart and soul to this program. Their hard work, their expectations on themselves and the team this year was so extraordinary. I'm just so proud of them, and we just could not do it. To me, that was very, very difficult to me personally as a coach, not to be able to deliver to those seniors the winning season that they deserve. But again, it was, you know, when you have so many injuries in a year, it is very difficult to achieve your goal. We tried. We played outstanding soccer. We really did. Some of the overtime games were just, you just cannot believe it. You know, some of those games we should probably win by 3-4 goals. We lose 1-0 in overtime. But overall, it was a tough season, but we had a good opportunity for the young players to get in a game and learn and bring that next year.
And I know that that's now what you have to start doing, is looking ahead to next year. But again, while you don't want the injuries, it did give a lot of players some experience now that should make for a very competitive training camp.
Oh, there is no question about it. Like I said, I honestly, with everything, all the pieces that we put together, I honestly thought that this year we are going to win the GLIAC. So we didn't. All these injury players coming back. The 2012 group looks stunning, probably one of the best groups that we ever had. And our goal, obviously, is to win the GLIAC. And this is where we are going. I think that we all believe in it. I think it's going to be really fun. I really, really do.
And I know that you're sorry to see these seniors go, but they're always part of the Cardinal program.
Always, but it really was. I'm just really, really pleased how they perform on and off the field, the leadership. I hope that these 3 generations will see what it takes to be a senior in leadership and excitement about it. And then they were really, really good. I cannot be more proud of them, and they're always going to be in our hearts. Our seniors will never be forgotten. No way. So.
Well, Drago, good luck in 2012, and thanks for all that you did to battle in 2011.
You're welcome, and we are going to win it next year. I really believe this is a really good group coming up.
Got to have that enthusiasm,
no question.
that optimism.
Yep. We really have a good players. We just have to put things together, and hopefully, is it 3 times? And hopefully without any injuries. I think that is the key. You cannot. It's very difficult to win when you have 5-6 starters on injury reserve. You just can't. So, but like I said, we are looking forward to it. A lot of freshmen get an incredible amount of minutes. We are ready to go.
And we look forward to that. Coach Drago, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
When we come back, we'll be rejoined by SVSU football coach Jim Collins. That's next on SVSU Red Alert.
This week's Spring Hill Suites Male Athlete of the Week is Tyler Noble. Noble, a junior on the SVSU men's cross-country team, led the Cardinals with an 18th place overall finish at the 2011 NCAA Division II Midwest Regional Championships. Noble's finish earned him all-region honors at the race held in Big Rapids, Michigan. Noble's regional finish caps off a stellar junior season in which he finished in the top 11 3 times. Tyler Noble, your Spring Hill Suites Male Athlete of the Week.
Welcome back to SVSU Red Alert. The Cardinal football team has put themselves in a good position heading into the final week of the regular season as they are in first place in the GLIAC and ranked in the regional rankings. I'm rejoined by SVSU head coach Jim Collins. And Coach, now it all comes down to the last game against your bitter rival from Grand Valley.
Exactly, but we thought we'd be in this situation, starting last January, competing for a championship all the way through, and obviously you got to win games in order to win championships. So, I think this is a great position to be in. I think we've got to be ready, prepared, and up to the challenge, and the way I think our team has done the last 9 weeks, we will be.
And I thought the last 3 weeks in particular, this team has been playing its most consistent and probably its best football.
We've gotten better, and that's what you have to do over the course of a season is improve every single week, and that's what we focus on every week is improvement and focus on execution and fundamentals, and our team has bought into that philosophy, and they've responded.
And now you take on a Grand Valley team that some people wrote off early in the season when they lost 3 in a row, but they haven't lost since.
No, and let's be honest, they're a good football team, an outstanding football team with outstanding football players and coaches. So, the challenge is big for us. You've got to play great football. We play them at their place. And, the preparation leading up to it's got to be outstanding. And then you got to go out and you got to give it your best shot, and you've got to execute at the highest level possible. And
now you also go in with, a lot of good things to play for, but you really don't need any extra motivation when you take on Grand Valley.
Absolutely not. And, the fact that there's something on the line, like first place, you throw that into the mix, and I think that's extra motivation. But, I can remember last year with nothing on the line for us, the way our guys prepared for this game. So when you're playing Grand Valley, your guys are going to prepare to their absolute best. They're going to go out and give their absolute best in terms of effort, and there's nothing else as a coach you can ask for them.
And for your team, I have to think that it helps to be able to have won some big games on the road. You went up to Michigan Tech and got a hard-fought victory. You went down to Wayne State and got a tough victory. So this is a team that has been in tough games on the road.
All those experiences will definitely help us. We've won different ways over the course. We've had to come back. We've had to hold on to leads. We've had to pull games out in overtime. So all of those experiences collectively will prepare us for this game.
And I know your guys are eager for this opportunity because this is what they've worked so hard to achieve, is to have a game with all this on the line.
I think every team in the country, when they start their preseason, their off-season, their winter workouts, looks at, what type of goals they have as a football team. And for some teams, it's not realistic to achieve all their goals. For us, we really felt it was, and we're in a position to do that.
And I thought in the game against Northern Michigan, the balance that you've been seeking on offense and have been getting quite regularly was really evident. You had good runs both from Ronnie Lark and from Tim Hogue, and then John Jennings very efficient in the pass game.
The run allows us to do things in the passing game. There's no doubt about it. It also allows us to protect better. When you can set up the pass plays with play action, it really helps give the quarterback time to execute it and opens up guys down the field. So I think the whole thing, there's a cumulative effect of everything that we're doing that's really helping us execute. And it's got to continue this week because the thing we're doing well right now is we're hanging on the football, we're throwing in the right spot, we're blocking the right people, and we're making the catch. We've got to continue to do that.
And defensively, obviously, you can't count on getting 2 pick sixes every week, but they've been playing with a lot of intensity and have really been able to slow teams down and shut them down the last 3 weeks.
I agree with that, and I think it's 2 things, really. I think they're doing a great job, and it's a confidence thing. They're doing a great job of preparation and understanding what the offense is trying to do, and then they're running to the football. And when you get guys playing with all-out effort running to the football, good things happen.
What are you telling your team this week as they get ready for this final regular season game?
The same thing we've been telling them all year. It's going to come down to executing and playing with great effort. And, that's what we did week 1. And if you look at the games we've won so far, we've been able to do that better than the other team. It's going to be no different this week.
Well, Coach, good luck in Battle of the Valleys 2011.
Thanks, JJ.
That's SVSU head coach Jim Collins. I'm JJ Bain. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of SVSU Red Alert.